A groundbreaking shift in family law has been hailed as a victory for children facing domestic abuse, marking a pivotal moment in the fight for their safety and well-being. The family courts, in a landmark decision, will no longer assume that contact with both parents is inherently beneficial for a child. This move, long advocated by campaigners, challenges the prevailing pro-contact culture that has prioritized the rights of abusive fathers over the protection of vulnerable children. Under the Children Act 1989, courts have been guided by the principle of maintaining contact with both parents unless there is evidence of potential harm. However, the government has now confirmed its intention to repeal this presumption, acknowledging its inadequacy and the need for an urgent review. A recent report by the Domestic Abuse Commissioner's Office revealed that parental contact, including unsupervised overnight stays, was often permitted even in cases of domestic abuse. This announcement signifies a significant shift, empowering family court judges to assess each case individually, guided by the evidence and the child's best interests. Dr. Charlotte Proudman, a family law barrister, celebrates this move as a triumph for children's rights, survivors, and justice. She emphasizes that it sends a clear message: the welfare of children takes precedence, and parents who jeopardize this welfare cannot exploit the system to continue inflicting harm. The change comes after decades of advocacy from the domestic abuse sector, with experts identifying the family courts as the primary concern for victims and survivors. Farah Nazi, CEO of Women's Aid, underscores the significance of this reorientation, stating, "It's incredibly significant because it absolutely reorientates the way that these courts work." Abusers have exploited the family courts to maintain control over their ex-partners, while women who raise domestic abuse concerns have faced counter-allegations of alienating the child from the father. This presumption of parental involvement has plagued survivors, often deterring women from leaving abusive relationships due to fears of court-mandated contact. Claire Throssell, a leading campaigner, has tirelessly lobbied for reform after the tragic deaths of her sons at the hands of their abusive father, despite her efforts to present evidence of threats. In 2014, Darren Sykes, granted weekly contact, lured his sons with a new train set before setting fire to the house, killing them and himself. Throssell reflects, "It doesn't feel like a victory, but a change is coming, and it will save lives." Dame Nicole Jacobs, the Domestic Abuse Commissioner, describes the announcement as a turning point, ensuring that children are heard, protected, and supported, and that courts can make safer decisions. Saskia Lightburn-Ritchie, CEO of MyCWA, expresses enthusiasm, stating, "Absolutely, it makes sense that all parents should prove their goodness and safety to have contact." Proudman adds, "I've represented rape victims forced to spend time with their rapists, and this change will ensure abusive parents no longer have an automatic presumption. It will keep children safe, and I believe it will save lives." Professor Shazia Chowdhury, whose research focuses on female survivors' experiences in the family court system, calls the change an unequivocally positive step. However, experts caution that while this is a significant step, it must be accompanied by proper judge training to facilitate a cultural shift. Olive Craig, a senior legal officer at Rights of Women, emphasizes the importance of mandatory training for judges to recognize domestic abuse and ensure a transparent and accountable system. This is a really important step forward, but it's just that, a step. It's not a panacea, and the court must take note of the message sent. The controversy surrounding the family courts and the potential for differing opinions on this issue is undeniable. What are your thoughts on this significant shift in family law? How do you think it will impact the lives of children and survivors of domestic abuse? We invite you to share your perspectives and engage in a thoughtful discussion in the comments below.